I can do it only on Runglish, you know, and today I'm ill a bit, so I'm so sorry about my voice. So let's start, or we will wait for more participants. So, hello everyone. Let's start. Yeah, today we will talk about our solution in 1 hour. We will talk about system architecture and the main scenario, and a bit about interface. So about the bots and about the plans and the things that we plan to do soon. So about the system architecture, at this picture, we can see high level. Let's talk about it. As you can see, it's based on SMV. So if somebody read our SMV submission, he can find some same things. So at the center of the system is demo contract. What is the demo contract? Demo contract is a central smart contract of, in a voting system at all. It's a ledger that creates and stores proposals and user Padawan addresses.
Hi, I apologize. Yes, can I butt in? So I think we want to switch to Russian because we have no native English speaking persons here.
So I asked about it, and the participant said that let's try in English.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but this record will be available for English speaking guys as well. So let's do this demo in English, if you don't mind.
Okay. Yes, I'm sorry. So let's proceed.
What can I say more about the Demo? So after deployment, the Demo requests the Demo store, as we see there. So it's like like a main point of the system, which stores all the contracts images and give these images to any parts of the system. I think that's all about it. And what about Padawan? Padawan is a smart contracts, is the, like a user ballot that allows user to vote for proposals. Padawan accepts deposits of different types, tons, free tokens, pool stakes, converts them to votes and sends votes to proposals. So proposal is a smart contract that accumulates votes from Padawans, and it's deployed by demo by user requests, notifies about its state to demo back. So I want to ask, does anybody understand what I mean? So maybe I should talk about not only technical architecture. So what does it mean? So just because I told about things that can be understood only by people who know about SMV, about BFTG, who wrote all the specs. Maybe I should talk about it, tell about it, speak about it. So, okay, I will think that anybody understands what I mean. So what more in the SMV part? As I said, Padawan can use tip-free depools and tones to vote for proposals. So we can see in the left, so tips-free part and price provider. How does it work? So price provider in this case is just interface, which will be developed in not in.
Sorry, what does it do, price provider? Why it is important?
Yeah, I try to explain. Not explain. I try to introduce. Price provider is the interface which provide you the price of tips-free token. So what does it mean? When we vote for proposal, for example, our 1 ton is the 1 vote. But how can we understand how many tips free we need to get 1 vote? So, and price provider provide information about price of tips free. For example, if 4 tips free tokens equals 1 tons, so price provider will tell us about it, and we and our Padawan will understand that you need 4 tips-free tokens to get 1 vote. So just an interface. We told about it maybe 3 months ago. So and this is the part which should be developed not in DGO contest at all, as I think. We just provide an interface, just because we need to know how much tip 3 it is, I don't know, are, and about the pool.
Okay, that's clear.
Okay, what about the pool? So we can transfer your stake to Padawan to vote for proposal. Yeah. So after proposal, proposal can be super majority voting, soft majority voting, just simple majority voting, and if it will accept. So proposal can do something. We have maybe 2 or 3 scenarios for proposal. Firstly, we thought that we need to do proposal that can do anything. So what does it mean? That we just give him, for example, message about something like payload. Yeah, it can be deploy message and something like this. And if a proposal will accept, proposal just do this payload, evaluate, yeah, this payload, and that's all. But we thought that this is not secure scenario, just because it's really hard to check what this proposal should do after acceptance, and we decided to develop some scenarios. So we have just simple proposal, for example, which it doesn't do anything. And we have a proposal for groups. We will talk about it later. And we have a contest proposal, so which takes some additional data, for example, price pool and a tax and something like that, and if it will accept, so it will deploy the contest, but not proposal deploy the contest, demo deploy the contest. So we will talk about it in the main scenario, but we need to understand how does it work. So, okay, we have three types of proposals: simple proposal, group proposal, and contest proposal. At this picture, we don't have a groups, the simple groups, just because in this case, we haven't implemented it, just because we have it just because we implemented SMV part, but I didn't draw it in this picture just because we doesn't implement these groups in the main scenario. So what is the group? Group is just a like an array of different public keys, and it can be used as the members which can vote for proposal. In my opinion, it's a bit legacy thing, but we need to talk about it. So what is the group? Group, as I said, it is an area of.
Why it is a legacy thing? Like if you have a sub-governance that want to proposal, how do they?
So yes, I thought about sub-governances, but there are some. In specification, as I understand, whole community votes for proposals.
Depends on how you define the community. Right?
Okay, so I said that it's just my opinion. So we haven't.
Well, you can implement it many different things. For example, you can issue a token by which you can, only vote for some proposals with only this token, and the owners of this token will create a group naturally.
Yeah. So as I said, we have this part. Yeah, it can be used like current sub-governances. So just a area of public keys of initials, and it can be used to tell who can vote for proposal. So whole community or an area of publics. So it works. It works on our previous submissions. So you can check it. And what is group proposal? Group proposal is when you want to add a new member to the group, want to delete member from the group. So it's a kind of proposal when you only these group members can vote for this proposal, and this proposal change members in this group. So it is group proposal. So just a simple thing. So initials can kick one of initial, for example, or add. If we will talk about sub-governance. So about contest proposal. So contest proposal, if it accepts, deploy contest. Wow. What about contests? Contests start after proposal. And what what happens when contests start? First of all, it calculates. No. It asks for a prize pool. I know that there will be some changes with prize pool. Yes, Mitya. So now we just say
the formulas may change, but the idea is
what?
The formula might change. The idea stays.
There is no formula in draft in contest about prize pool.
Yes, exactly.
So now it just when you create a contest proposal, you said prize pool is fixed number.
Yeah, there will be formula there, which you need to say something else, but doesn't matter.
Okay, so yes, as I know, it will be. What happens? It calculates. I'm so sorry. Yes, it asks for jurors. So what does it mean? Contest. When we create contest proposal, we give him a text. So just an array of strings. For example, it can be JavaScript and design, for example. What happens next? Contest resolve addresses of jury groups. It's like a tip 2. You know, jury group is the kind of a group with a tag in initial data. No, it's like a dance. I think anybody understand what I mean. So when contest get tags, he resolve the addresses and check the addresses when it gets callbacks from jury groups with jury members. So he collect the jury members. I don't know what to say more about jury groups. We will talk later a bit. So it's nice to understand that contests get jury members from the tags. And now this is all. Right now we will talk about it later. So it asks for juries. It asks for a prize pool. As I said in chat, so we have contest giver, but it is just an interface. So there are a lot of ideas how to make it more decentralized. Yeah, we can make givers for groups, for sub-governances, or for whole community, for example. So it is the things that should be, so for example, our architecture Mita should say, my idea is to make givers like that. So we just provide an interface right now, and when we will have an idea how to do that, we will implement.
Well, we have a giver. It doesn't matter. Like we have a giver, and that's like let's assume that's just one giver. What's the difference? It's not the question of how many givers you have. It's the question who has decision over this, money distribution, right?
I think I said
in this case the community. Yeah, the community has the power over the distribution of funds. So that means it's already decentralized. Yeah, but there are people who think that it isn't decentralized. So I just told that. Please tell me who are these people and what the reason they're saying that
Mitya, read
just
the chat and the questions.
well, maybe people just don't understand. I mean, the whole system, and that's why we have this call. So maybe they will understand better. It doesn't matter how many givers we have, as long as there is a distributed community who votes for the distribution of funds. So it doesn't matter really, like how many smart contracts these funds will.
Okay. So what happens next? So of course, we have a juror contract, but before juror contract, okay, we will talk about the submissions. So you can submit your submission for voting time, for underway time, and after underway time ends, contest will calculate voting time. Voting time calculates by a formula which you can see at specification, but unfortunately we know this formula. As I understand, it's not a unique thing, but
It's not the final one, I would say.
yes, and it is not the final one just because we couldn't implement this one. We didn't implement this formula just because we don't have a Flory number in Solidity, and we can't normalize this one. So we just simple algorithm which calculates the voting time, but the main idea that there should be formula which will depends on submissions count. Yes, so I don't know how to say it. So as much submissions we have, as much time we have. Yes, Mitya, or not?
More or less. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit more complicated than that, but yeah, more or less that's the idea.
Okay, but right now the implementation is like this. Just because we can't implement, we didn't implement the formula, we don't have. So
yes. Anyway, let's continue. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Anyways, it's changed as well.
Okay, so after the voting time calculation, voting stage started. So, and the juror can vote for their for submissions. But how do they vote? It was a really interesting task to make their votes hidden before the voting stage ends. And in specification, it's written that we need to send encrypted string and decrypt it in some ways. But we, first of all, we know that the smart contracts don't have crypto models at all. Solidity don't have crypto models at all. So we decided to do, two ways thing. Our solution. First of all, we thought if we can use hash, for example, we can take score, comment, and salt, yes, and vote type, for example. We can take a hash, for example, send to contract, and in reveal stage, we will just send initial data. Yeah, contract will check the hash. So it's common thing. But there is one issue that you need to memorize your score, your commands, your salts for any submissions. So in our opinion, it isn't good good solution. And we what did we do? We decided to do it using the bots, or not only the bots. You can do it by yourself using Tonus SDK. So we did a Chacha20 string, yeah, from your vote, and take a hash from your vote, and send to contract hash of your vote and the Chacha20 of your vote. And when you need to reveal your vote, you can download DOC. You can take Chacha20 string. You can type your password and get whole and get your encrypted vote and send it to a contract, or just send encrypted vote if you memorize it. For user, what does it mean for user? You in voting stage, you type your vote, send it, type your vote, type your password, and send it. When you need to reveal, you type only your password. All the magic, behind the scenes. So does anybody understand what I said?
Yeah, yes, Roma, it's pretty trivial. It's a commit reveal. It's like implemented already in Depress, for example, same thing. So it's okay. I mean, everyone I think understands.
No, about Chacha20 maybe, not anybody.
20 is supported in this Depress as well. So it's
okay.
that's the key.
That's nice. Okay. So at the reveal stage, you reveal your votes, and after it, contest will calculate prizes. By formula. The main idea is that we have a point value. Oh, yeah, point value. So, for example, for 1 point, 100 tokens, and if your score is 7 point, you will take 700 tokens. Contest will calculate this point value by formula, make a reward table, and wait for participants, and wait for participants to wait for participants. So participants after that should go to the contract and take their prizes. But they can take their prizes or they can stake their prizes. So about it, we will talk right now. Let's talk about scenario. It's more interesting thing. So this picture from our submission, and I will not talk about the start. It's really interesting. Right there. But okay, after contest deployment, yeah, it's underway. Participants apply submissions. Juror, what is juror contract? I need to say what is juror contract. Juror contract is the contract for member of jury groups, and juror. It contract deployed by Demiurg when winner decided to become a juror. First of all, and this is contract which should be used for voting, and this is one juror contract for any juror groups per each juror. I'm so sorry. 1 second. Okay. Okay. So why we decided to do juror contract, so just more secure than external messages, and it will be useful for slashing. juror contracts and hash, of course, and reveal votes. And from this part, participants can receive prize or can hold a stake at the part of prize. So if he decided to hold a part of his stake, for example, hold 3 angry tokens, okay, contest will call the demiurge and say, register, please, new juror. I'm so sorry, participants, first of all, select the tag of the contest. So contest, for example, have JavaScript, design, okay, JavaScript and design. Okay, and the participant said, so I want to be a juror in design tag, and here is my 3 angry tokens. After it, contest said to the demiurge, please register a new juror in design tags and hold 3 angry tokens. And demiurge will deploy a new juror contract for this participant if this participant doesn't have it, if he have juror contracts, the demiurge will not deploy juror contract, and register participant to the jury group by tag. If this jury group doesn't exist, he will create this jury group just because we can. So the way how do we create these groups? Yeah, we'll create jury group and send the stake. So we have a balance of juror in this jury group, and the juror can have different balances in different jury groups.
What happens from on juror selection? Like I have a new contest which was approved, and I have like 20 contests which are now all for the same juror group, like with same tag. How did you implement any logic on how this jurors are distributed, or who can or cannot participate in the actual jury, or you just add the whole group automatically to every contest?
We don't have, extended logic there, but we have logic with the 90% of so the highest stakes is the jurors. But okay, if we have 20 contests with the same tags, there will be the same jurors. Yes. I can say
randomization is required there, because if you'll take only highest stakes, then it could become a monopoly.
Yeah, well, mechanism is described in the BFTG, so you will need to implement that.
Yeah, we will implement that. We understand that we need extended logic of selection, and moreover, if we have less than 5 jurors, for example, in a group, now we don't do something. But why we didn't implement this one? It in our opinion, it's the same thing like a slashing. So in slashing, we need to select blame juries, and the algorithms is maybe not the same, but it's really close. So we work for slashing, and when we will implement slashing, we will implement the jury selection to the contests.
Okay.
So, okay, jury group can stake juror stakes to their pool, and all profit will add it to the juror balance. So I think this is all I can say about if you are interested in the bots or testing, but I really think that anybody who interested in it can check our documentation, and we have 20 minutes. I can answer questions, for example. It would be better. No?
Well, let's say the state of the, yeah, sure. The state of the system right now. Like, can we, like, fully functioning? Can we, you know, deploy something like that for governance? Use it there?
That's a good question. So first of all, we still work on it. As I said, we after contest ends, we just get maybe we take maybe 2, 3, or 4 days off and continue to work with it. Can we use it for subgovernance? I think we must use it for subgovernance, maybe in 2 weeks, just because we need to start. We need to start test this one in production area. You know, I think maybe we need maybe 1 week and start test it. But we don't have an interface. You know, we have only debots. If it is okay, why not? I think
yes, it's perfectly okay. We have a contest, which is a browser for the bots, and the bots are now fully supported in Surf. The interface, I think all the interfaces you need are supported. You can just try it in Surf, and it should work from there.
Yeah, maybe we can test it in DGO subgovernance.
Yeah, and I propose to test in informal verification subgovernance as well, and I think that developer experience subgovernance should test it. So, yep, absolutely. Let's try doing it. I think you should work with the Surf team maybe to make sure that all the debots are working, you know, properly, and the interface works as expected and stuff like that. But you know, the Surf team and the debot team.
Yes, we work with the bot team. We find the backs in engine, and they will, as they said, they will release a fix these 2 days maybe.
Great.
And okay, I think we should start test it, but I don't think that we need to start test it on several subgovernances, just because.
Well, in informal verification subgovernance is just starting, so it's a very good place for them to see if they want to start from that. I already set them to like test the tip3 and at least SMV subsystem, but if we can do, you know, everything, and they would be happy to test it.
Okay, but which subgovernance you said? Formal verification?
Yes.
Oh, we have formal verification subgovernance.
We do now.
Okay. Okay, but
I will send you a person, Sergey Egorov from the subgovernance from Provenda team, who will be happy to work with you on trying to set that up.
Yeah, okay. I think we should start, you know, step by step. So, for example, implement proposals, and after it contest proposals. So let's go step by step. It just will make our life easier. Just because if we will install the whole system, it can be hard to debug. You know, I think it's good to start from proposal. No.
Well, it's good to start from SMV for sure. You can start there, and you know, because they don't have yet any contest, so they can start with the proposal, and from there, you know, go to contest.
Oh, okay, this is good. I think we need maybe 1 week to start testing.
Perfect, very good.
Maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. So, but okay, connect me.
Sure.
And let's be in touch. So, any questions? So, and if we don't have any personal questions, maybe let's end. We can talk about slashing a bit if anybody wants. Or maybe
Yeah, sure, please.
yeah, about slashing, we now work with this part of BFTG. So the idea of slashing that we can slash jurors stakes which holds on jury groups, but the implementation should be the idea of algorithm should be changed. So in specification we have idea like jurors votes, and when they reveal, somebody can put the blame stake for a vote, and if community's blame stake will be more than jurors stake, so we will select another jurors to make revoicing. And if revoicing revoting result have big difference, so we will slash initial jurors. So the idea is like that, but there are a lot of holes. I plan to talk with Mitya in next week about it, just because we don't understand why when we can blame, for example, just because maybe we need one more stage of contest to for blaming, maybe.
Yes, of course we need the stage for blaming for sure.
After reveal. Yes. And
Yes,
what should we do when so how do we select a blame juror? So
let's talk about that. Not now. I mean, it will take time.
Next week. So there are a lot of holes. We will talk about it and we will implement it, just because so about the submission at all, I want to say that it was for us, it was really interesting interesting task, because we have a high level specification which describes how it should works at all, but we need to translate it to blockchain language. Yeah, and this system is undoubtedly extremely voluminous, and we are glad with the results. So now it's more than 20 developed contracts, as I said, and this is more than 200 kilobytes of source code of only contracts, and so the same amount of interfaces. And we think that this is the largest system developed within the Freetown network. Maybe not, no, one of the largest, I think.
Yeah,
so
it's great work. We of course need to work on maybe refactoring that, maybe make it a little simpler. But in general, it took Aragon, just for comparison, like I think it took Aragon 3 years to develop something like that. So for the people who think that, you know, grants and ICO works better than contests, I don't think so.
Yeah, so
it's a great work.
We are ready to support it and develop it more. So let's end if we don't have any personal questions. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Roma. It's great work. Thank you, guys. and
Thank
we'll
you.
work closely to bring it to production as soon as possible now.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.